Welcome back to Modern Mondays here at Guardian Games in Portland, Oregon. I'm Travis Cooper hanging out with,
Jeremy James.
and we're from Portland Paper. We do paper magic streaming, a lot of modern, trying to get into some other formats, and we're here every Monday starting at 6:30 for 4 rounds of modern. And this is our fourth and final round with our number one table. Each player is undefeated. We have Esper Shadow versus Amulet Titan. Pretty interesting. I haven't seen a lot of Esper Shadow, but it seems like Grixis is not playing very many lightning bolts. Kolaghan's commands are in the sideboard. Maybe there's a Faithless Looting in the main deck. I could see white being a replacement for red. Getting Path to Exile seems strong.
Absolutely. I worked on this deck for the Portland GP. I didn't end up playing it, but I think that has a lot of things going for it. Path to Exile is a really good card in Modern, and being able to have that and Fatal Push as one mana removal spells is nice. But you also have this funny unused card of Lingering Souls that is floating around, as well as some of the best sideboard cards in Modern.
Okay, looks like both players are keeping their 7 amulets on the play with a turn 1 Sakura Tribe Scout, which is how a lot of the most explosive openings end up beginning.
Same on the shadow side. Turn 1 Street Wraith.
It's like Chad is calling out Orzhov Charm as a sweet card in
Oh,
Esper, which
it is. So the list that I was working on for the GP also had Delvers, where Oars of Charm got to do double duty with Death Shadows and Delvers.
okay, we see a shock of a Watery Grave into a Fatal Push. Yeah, those modes are very relevant. Losing some life and getting Death Shadow back from the yard. And we have a bounce land to put the gemstone back in hand, and a Tribe Scout.
Uh, the Esper Death Shadow over Grixis Death Shadow in this matchup has the bonus of they have a lot more removal spells for Titans with the Paths and the Oars of Charms.
Well, we see a pretty interesting card in Colton's main deck there. Didn't think we were going to be seeing any dinosaurs on stream, but we got one.
It's not a little one.
It's huge. It does a lot of things. In fact, it's a primal calamity. You want to destroy some artifacts or enchantments? You want to deal some damage to the creatures? You want to gain some life?
I found that whole block to be filled with a lot of very evocative names for their cards. Primal Calamity is that tells me what that is.
You don't want to be on the other side of it. But it looks like we took the prime time. And we're going to get a fetch shock. We are in Death Shadow range if Eli decides to deploy it.
It'd be a real fine start. Even being able to have Summer Denial in this matchup to stop the 0 mana search up a prime time is nice with the Death Shadow once it gets big enough. That card's not dead in this matchup.
Yeah, Eli doing what you want to be doing on Shadow. You got some disruption or interaction, followed by a threat. So had a Thoughtseize, had a push, had a Death Shadow, all in by turn 2.
So we have a second prime time over here by the Amulet Titan player. Doesn't, unless we've got an actual amulet, I don't think we're going to be getting one of those this turn.
If there's a bounce land, we could have it next turn. Transmuting a Teleria West. Perhaps getting a second bounce land so that we can put in the bounce land with the Tribe Scout, return Gemstone, untap, play Gemstone, and then hopefully have another Gemstone, basic land, caverns, anything that's not a crew land to put in with Tribe Scout. Oh, it looks like chat mentioned they're the ones that played it. I'm curious, were you all playing Esper Delver at the GP? If so, how did it go? Just a basic island.
Oh, nice.
Feel like it's going to be a Snapcaster Thoughtseize.
That's going to go over well.
Go down to 9.
Even just pumping up that Death Shadow right now is going to be getting an extra 2 this turn.
Go to combat. Swing 4.
Coming in for 4. It's going to drop Colton to 16.
Go ahead. Yeah. Let's go.
So you gave your brother-in-law a bad list. Is that what they're saying?
I did purposely nerf his list. I gave him 0 Mishra's Baubles.
Okay, we've got an Ancient Stirrings amulet hanging out there. Nope. Do have to show us the card though. The Gemstone Mine.
Card's good.
You picked up the mine? Yeah, that's right. Off the stairs.
And it's going to be the land drop.
Go for it.
Looks like we're just trying to get up to casting the dinosaur.
I'm pretty sure there's still 6 prime times in that deck.
I thought it's easy.
Oh, geez. There it goes.
So we've got this now into a 2-turn clock, which is worth running that Thoughtseize out even to a handful of lands.
I'll block.
Okay, interesting. We're going to block and then put in a land. Not going to really need a Tribe Scout anymore. The ways of winning aren't going to involve the Tribe Scout. And Colton going to take 2, drop to 14.
Serum Visions? Do that.
Maybe buying an additional turn that way.
Go ahead.
Top and bottom. The Serum Vision. And Summoner's Pack, prime time.
Bottom top. Bottom.
Anything good off the top? Colton has liked 3s. You get 3 Tribe Scouts, get 3 Gemstones.
And that dinosaur had 3 heads.
14.
Yeah, it does 3 damage, gains 3 life. Jace, Friends, Prodigy.
The tiniest of Jaces. There's that server
Oh,
denial.
Sever Denial for the Summoner's Pact.
Yep. I can't imagine Esper Death Shadow having a better draw in this match than that. How that game went. That was some fine ordering of your cards on the top of your deck.
Yeah, 3 Thoughtseize is pretty good, along with a turn 2 threat.
Yeah.
And your clutch Stubborn Denial there at the end. That's how you want to draw them up.
Now, I'm not an Amulet Titan aficionado. Do you know what they would be doing in a matchup like this?
You are probably diversifying your threats, probably afraid of like surgical extraction after your prime time gets Thoughtseize, which surgical extraction is a card that a lot of people like to board in. Maybe sometimes you shouldn't, but you but it happens a lot. And you're probably going to be boarding in there's the green changeling that's pro-black. Chameleon Colossus.
That's got to be a good one.
Been a one of in the board, so yeah, if it's better against Grixis Shadow because they're not going to have Path to Exile, but probably still decent in this matchup. Usually allows you to attack through things. You got a bunch of mana, double its power. gets big pretty fast.
Also,
Path to Exiles and Celestial Purges are probably going to be cards that come in. Amulet Titan is focused around white these days, and also if there's any extra engineered explosives in the board, it's a good card to bring in. You can explosives for up to 5 in Amulet Titan, but it's usually going to be on 1. Or it could be on 0 if we see a lot of Lingering Souls tokens.
there's also Snap and Rin's Prodigy if you wanted on 2 in this matchup, just if that happens to come up. With the new flip card rules, the flip Planeswalker still has converted mana cost 2 as well.
Now, I'm not quite sure what Eli has in the sideboard, but I imagine you have some split of path and push in the main. You might have some extra paths in the sideboard if you're not maxed out on those in the main deck. I can still see the argument of bringing in Surgical in the matchup. I don't think it would necessarily be the wrong thing to do, especially when you have discard.
I have a gut feeling that it would be wrong in this matchup, just in the I would rather try and finish this game quicker. And I don't know what card I would want to take out for that then. But you know, people love their surgical extractions. They feel good when they work out.
Amulet Titan has also lately been playing Hive Mind, which can be a really hard card to beat, especially if you don't have green. That used to be in the old Summer Bloom era of Amulet Titan. That was the win usually, was Hive Mind. But yes, if you think your opponent is boarding that in or playing it in the main deck, which is pretty likely nowadays, if you Surgical or Unmoored Ego as Summoner's Pact, you prevent yourself from losing to the green pact. It's kind of narrow corner case situation, but yeah, Hive Mind, that's a card.
I would not have played around that.
Alright. Good luck. Yeah, good luck.
I recently saw a Niv-Magus Elemental deck that had a pile of pacts.
Oh, yeah.
They were 0 and they would eat them, but I could see Hive Mind being, you know, alternate win condition in that deck.
Yeah, I played the Magus deck for a while. It had a couple Storm cards in them.
I'll give this a shot.
All right, players looking at the 7.
I will as well.
Everyone likes it, and we get a tap land for Colton turn 1, Teleria West.
18? Yep.
Oh, same start as last time for Eli.
Cycle and Shock. Perhaps the end of turn Thought Scour.
It'd be nice to have the whole Thought Scour and Fatal Push. Oh,
Are you gonna stubborn denial here? Because that would be really.
I would stubborn denial that.
I mean, yeah. All right.
Best Ancient Swords. Yep.
Have 1 mana floating for that Ancient Stirrings, and after Karoo Land, I think that's Botanical Sanctum. So I get a fast land pick up there,
Thought Scour myself? Sounds good.
and a Thought Scour for Eli.
Untap.
I got a Marsh Flats and Mishra's Bauble in the yard to go with the Thought Scour and Street Wraith.
Thoughtseize?
And there's that hand disruption. We get a Thoughtseize, seeing 2 Summoner's Pacts, and Ancient Stirrings, a Teleria West, Botanical Sanctum,
Some land.
and a Path to Exile.
Oh,
I think
nice.
that may be the F&M promo of the little dude with the backpack on. Well, this is an interesting one. I guess you probably take Path to Exile, unless you have a follow-up
Well, does
hand
he have any
disruption.
white mana? Well, he did take the path. Hopefully he can hit a threat this turn then.
Right, we get a fetch, probably shock.
Go 11. My bad.
The suspense builds. What is it going to be?
Go mag anywhere?
It's like
Okay, big
we're
fish.
delving for a zombie fish. So Eli's had the hand disruption into threat turn to each of these games. Very strong starts. But Colton does have the amulet this game. We need one more enabler here of an Azusa, our second amulet, or even a Tribe Scout if it's able to live.
He did have that fast land, right? He doesn't only have bounce lands. Oh, I see a forest in there too. So we're not bounce land trapped.
Do you have a transmute that could happen, potentially? Deep in the tank over here.
Certs.
Get some white mana. Maybe Colton was thinking about a Summoner's Pack for an Azusa.
I don't know this exact list, but I'm pretty sure we're safe from any Field of Ruin shenanigans to stop you from being able to pay for that.
Yeah, you go 15? 15. Second main? Yeah. Two Death Shadows.
Well, there's a couple shadows.
It's likely our life totals are off.
How about an Engineered Explosives here?
Let's see, we had Street Wraith, Thoughtseize, Fetch Shock, and then just 2 shocks. So I'm thinking 9 instead of 11.
Interesting, you can transmute for a Engineered Explosives here. I think we still have that Teleria West in hand. Is that true? Do we have one hanging out there? Or no? Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so you can transmute for an Explosives. If you have a crew land, that's not quite enough to set it on 1 and be able to use it the same turn. And it looks like we should have Colton hang out at 15 after that Angler attack as well.
I'll cast. Yeah.
Alright, Azusa is one way to maybe get this Explosives on 1 and get value out of your amulet.
So 3 land drops. Yeah. He's getting my first 2. Okay. Swordsman Sanctuary triggers?
So we also have to worry about dying this next turn.
Sure.
Oh, I think Eli just gave Colton the extra mana that Colton was missing to be able to transmute and then blow up a Engineered Explosives.
This path land comes into play tapped though this turn.
There's an amulet.
Oh, that card's real good in this in this matchup.
Oh boy, that was that's something.
Might want to wait in on that one a little.
I mean, Eli is still going to have a 5-5 and Colton is at 15. But we are tapped out and don't have to play around any kind of stubborn denial shenanigans. And if Colton sees the line...
Do we have double blue? No.
That's tough.
Or do we have it? Let's see, 1, 2. Do we have any mana floating here? Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, just 5. So that's, yeah, that is not quite enough for transmute. Okay. Oh, hold on 1 second. We're gonna check that we have this this table state correct.
No, we're doing the back. Okay. Now proceeding.
Well, it turns out we're resolving that right now. They were on top of it. They're just trying to find the line.
Okay, I'm back. And bouncing a Botanical Sanctum.
Amulet Titan again, letting everyone know that it is one of the most difficult decks to play.
You're at 15? Yeah. I'm at 9? Yeah. We are 4s. 13. Yep. You got
And we're coming in here.
All right, do we got Street Wraith for the win?
Sego.
Nope.
And for Pact.
Seems like a good move.
I see a Primetime hanging out there, but not sure how we're gonna get that deployed this turn. Let's see. You could pact. There's another pact in hand. Pact for a Souza, and then have your extra land drops. Primetime could come down, and you get 2 more lands. But we don't have a bounce land in hand, which is the issue here.
Right. If he had a bounce land in hand and another amulet rip, would have been 6 too.
Yeah, these lines are really challenging to commentate
Yeah.
on, but I feel like, yeah, Colton realized that that was going to do it, not able to deploy that amulet, or that Primetime, maybe thinking about, just sequencing those bounces seems really, really challenging. Hard deck.